So hopefully, I'll see how this year turns out. I'm hoping for the best, but who knows? Yeah. So 2025 revolving door to a better life. Who knows? I guess we'll see. Right, I started right at midnight, so yeah. All the crazies are out there. Setting themselves on fire. Whatever is going on out there. Alright, so hopefully those are having a safe holiday. The world is still kind of asleep, but they kind of deserve it. Especially after this year when it's been, I don't know, an uneasy year. Yes, I don't usually have very good years. The rest of my years are pretty brutal anyway, but this one's been probably one of the worst ones. Just last year it kind of was going downhill, and then this year is just kind of cemented. Screw you. So yeah. Hopefully we can only go better from here, go up from here, but we'll see. Cyber.com, private sessions. Scheduler. Shop here. So I feel like it feels like I'm like, was it Rambo for the first one when the cop won't leave him alone? And he kind of goes to war with the cops, basically. Lives off the land. They have no idea what they're dealing with. I feel that way. No war. I didn't want to put spiritual war in the beginning of this. You don't want to start the year off with that. But it pretty much is. But anyway, we're just ideas for something better to occur. I don't know. It all depends on the people here. You might have good intentions, but what about everybody else? So, of course, you have the spiritual groups that are turning into religious, practices. I guess it'd become like a secret space program, denomination, I guess. All you need is a church or some kind of temple. And you're a SSP alumni. And you have your Disclosure alumni and your Palladian alumni and your Turian alumni, and God, this world's never going to get out of this, is it? And life in the physical realm, but for the aliens to, I don't know, you never know, but on an individual, I keep saying this, on an individual level, yeah, you can have alien contact that way, for sure. There's no one stopping you. On a worldwide, I don't know, because the world is not asking for it, and it likes being insane. It's like Planet Psycho. I'd say everybody here is a psycho, but a good portion there is a psycho. So, psychotic planets. So the crazies, Planet Crazy. So they just love, and it's not just the demonic realm, it's just some are just like being crazy. I don't care if you're high vibrational in that job, it doesn't really fucking matter. So, yeah, there's no light, light and dark, whatever. There's no, when you get hammered into the ground all the time, it's like, it'd be nice to have some kind of relief, but maybe the universe, I don't know, it all depends on the people here. Some just make it harder than it has to be, so. Of course, you have to go through their process, but hopefully there's a positive outcome. But yeah, this is very much a war. As someone knows, you might have peace. You might want peace towards others, but obviously, even those that are spiritually aware, those that are on a spiritual path, doesn't mean that they come with a lot of thorns, as some of you might have noticed. Because just because people go to big church doesn't mean they're not carrying around a lot of skeletons you're going to beat the crap out of you with. So, jeez, mindless entertainment. I never understood fireworks. I don't know, whatever. It's like I don't know what it is. I guess it's the colors or something. I'm not sure why people like that stuff, but whatever. But yeah, I guess for those that are on a spiritual path, you think like other people that are on a spiritual path, like they're not crazy and all that. I think again, go to some of these conferences, you'll see it. Jeez, it's like not to say everyone there is psycho, but there's some that are definitely, and it might come off friendly, and then you just see the true thorns. Like sometimes they deliberately just come sit with us so we can ambush you. God, jeez. Dealt with that, so yeah, if you go to these conferences, it's good to go there with caution. Yeah, just you gotta warn it somehow, right? They don't really say that. There's nobody really saying that. Just like, yeah, it might put on a face for the conferences, but you don't know who's gonna run into that is not well mentally. Let's put it that way. That's something we've know that. So yeah, it's usually done behind the scenes, but it is kind of a mess. Not everybody. I think most are fine, but then you just run into those that are just have an agenda, whatever it might be, using you for your abilities and all that to get what they want and so on. Yeah, I've had my fair share of that. So, but yeah, the idea is for it really just is good to have good intentions, and yes, if the world gets very tired, I don't know what's. It's hard to say what's in store because it's up to the individual that's here, or individuals that are gonna make your life easier or make it a living hell. So, yeah, it does. And yes, some get hijacked, soul hijacked, or whatever's going on with them. If you can communicate with a person, and maybe you can, stop the soul hijacking, but you can't always do that. Of course, all their traumas and all that. You're just there for them to dump it on you. So, anyway, the idea is to bypass that. The reason I'm bringing it up is to, have a better year. Hopefully, we'll see. It all depends. Who knows? That's the spiritual warfare, and if you keep getting burned by those that are psychotic. You wonder, is like, you put in all the best effort you can here. It's like, I would think the universe would give you some kind of leverage at some point. Or just like a ticket, you don't have to come back here ever again, or for at least in this 1,000 years, because this place ain't going nowhere. So many people that like psychotic, they like being crazy here. So, in case you haven't noticed. And like with World War III, so I guess next generation will be World War IV or something. Maybe they'll make up that World War III already happened. Now we're in World War IV. You give them something to, they gotta give something to cry about, right? It helps with the ratings, right? So World War V or whatever it might be. They got the drum, or maybe World War III drums can go on for the next 200 years. It's good it's just good media propaganda, let's put it that way, for the conspiracy theorists. It sells a lot of vitamin pills and all that, whatever the hell it is that's out there, and whatever you can come up with. But there's also I don't know how this works. Like the I guess it depends on where it is. The population is kind of, of course, it needs to kind of cool down. But the population is kind of, people aren't having as many kids as they can't afford it. So I'm not sure how that works exactly. We're going to go to like a financial reset at some point where, the population is probably a good idea because, it can get kind of out of control. I mean, how many fast food jobs that are out there for the people? Of course, a lot of people here in the U.S. are unemployed and live a lifestyle of that. But might be a reset as for living, like the cost of living at some point, where it's like tangible, where it makes sense, where we're not like making nothing and paying, all your income's going into, paying for rent. We haven't come to that point yet. But yeah, it's like there is a bit of a population reduction. Maybe the rents are kept up high just so people don't have kids for a while, until we need more. You know, we'll see. It's because there's not a whole lot of jobs out there as it is. I mean, there's the medical, and even the tech companies aren't doing so good, especially with all the AI stuff coming in. It's becoming more automated. Even fast food will become eventually more automated. So you wonder if, not to say this world's going to come to an end, but but just like anything else, it loses popularity. Incarnating here is like, well, why bother as other planets to go to? And the number starts to decline. Like a YouTube channel used to be really popular, and now it's kind of dwindling. So a planet can dwindle in its population. Just everybody else is going somewhere else because this place isn't working for them anymore. So this is because the population goes down. I'm not sure if that's happening worldwide. In the U.S., it's happening. Of course, some of the Mexicans, I think that's probably still staying pretty. The immigrants are still staying pretty steady, but I could be wrong about that. It feels like it is. But the U.S. is definitely in decline, at least population-wise. Of course, you can't get along with anybody because everyone's just, becoming a psycho seems to be the best seller here. And yeah, so anyway, unless everyone's going to end up in jail, and that's where the population is. Of course, I think those are kind of overcrowded. Of course, we have our own version of jail here. So either way, all right, we'll connect to I guess the new year. Did we do that already? But the astral new year, something to feature. I don't know, something like that. Yeah, go into some of the feature frequencies. Feels like not that I won't hold my breath for anything, but we're probably gonna have a pretty quiet. I want to say a year, but I don't know how long that's gonna last. But it might actually be pretty quiet for a while until the election. January 6th. That's when but January 20th is when he gets in. So it seems like it's going to be kind of pretty quiet. Obviously, there's going to be some ruckus here and there, but I don't know. Like March is when things start to kick in, right? Something like that. So I hope I don't have to wait for March for anything to happen. Jeez, fucking just put me in the freezer and jeez, wake me up when life gets interesting. So anyway, all right, we're going to 2025 astral. I guess prediction. We'll see how it goes on that one. Okay, what's this? Greece, this is astral 2025. Neutral energies like galactic federations on a neutral level. Orion on a neutral level. We're technically like on an Orion calendar, at least for the most part. Of course, there's some manipulations there. Of course, your next year, your world could become more politics infused. Well, the idea is to, just like any relationship, the idea is for bring in alien disclosure or hold back on it, or to bring in some kind of new technology to boost the economy. So, so it can easily be like some new, this under the table technologies that come in just gradually to improve things, electricity wise and life wise, but nothing that will probably get your attention overall, mostly behind the scenes. So yeah, it probably means nothing with that. A lot of things are going to happen behind the scenes. Let's put it that way. Doesn't mean you might not see a whole lot of difference in your bills. Actually, bills might actually increase, but in some areas will actually improve. And so it's like an adjustment you're going through. Eventually, you'll get some relief, but you're not quite there. So you're still kind of living the tail end of 2024 of cleaning it out. So you're cleaning out house. So March, April, June. So you're still doing house cleaning of the last year. Doesn't mean you're not on a new direction. For some of you are still on the old one. Just if that's working for you, that's great. If not, you're still cutting those cords. If you want to cut them, they're slowly being cut. For those that sometimes just want to live the gravy train for the next couple of years. For some that are here, for those of you that want something new. Just a lot of clarity, clearing out the old. Yes, those that are walking around with a lot of skeletons that are throwing their skeletons on everybody else are eventually seeing what they're shoveling on everyone. It's like, wow, I just shoveled all my crap on you, and do I run away or do I accept it, or do I face what I just did? It's kind of like you throw a baseball and hit a window on accident. It's kind of like that, but you're the window. Yeah, it kind of, how does that feel exactly? Or yes, you're a walking car crash, or yes, others are crashing into your frequency, and it's just no relief. It's like, why bother even be on the road? Why even exist here if people are just going to throw themselves into your energy field and cause nothing but clutter? In that regard, it's for you to change your frequency. Slow down, go some different, slowing down, and just, yes, putting out your energy shields to kick them away. It will find somewhere else to go. It just, those that have their issues and throw it on, and especially if you have a strong soul connection with certain individuals, it's like they're like obligated to make your life hell. Doesn't mean they're trying to consciously. But it's like, oh, why are you here? Can you deal with all my crap? Because I don't feel like dealing with it. And it's like, no, it doesn't work that way. And you throw it back on them. Because, there are cases like that. It's good to know your own boundaries during all of this. So those of you you have good intentions and you're going through other people's stuff, you're just know your boundaries, kicking it back to the curb, basically, with them face their... and they need to face it. To right a lot of wrongs. Some don't feel like they're doing anything wrong, but they're kicking dirt onto you. And this, politically, it's just more theater. You won't see a whole lot of difference there. Some economics takes a while to, everything's going to take a while. So, but companies will feel more relief to spend and to hire and things like that in this coming year. They just feel a bit more, they're not quite there yet, but they're getting to that point where they just feel more relaxed, even if it doesn't look like things are getting better, but they feel like it will at some point. And it doesn't mean the world's not going to be crazy. Of course, on this planet, they have to throw some kind of, the Middle East is an open wound, and that's a difficult one to heal. Especially when both parties are not getting along with each other. It's kind of like a divorce. And who gets the kids, who gets the land, who gets control of this and that. So it's like like Iran and Israel, it's like a divorce that's going to go on for a long time, because it's a lot about land grabs and things like that. And even, what's happening in Palestine, it's kind of like we're just going to dump our crap on them. Yeah, it's not good, but it's like we can do it because we can. That's mean everyone wants to do that, but some are doing, because they can, because they're getting out their frustrations on a weaker place. So, and that's it. That's not everybody, but there's certain those that are in power, they just don't care. Of course, there's karma with that. But it takes a while for it to set in. There's Anunnaki energy there too. So the Anunnaki, it's like they have Israel, and they really want to those that are in control realize it's not everybody, but those that want to consume, have power because they feel like this is theirs, this is our stuff, this is our land. We should be seen, it's our rules. Go by. It's kind of like the big brother saying this is how we want to do things, and the little brother is like, I don't think so. And so this is a quarreling fight. And it's not over yet. Some of you have families and they're still fighting since you were born. And it's kind of the same thing. These are countries doing it, and they're not about to stand, they're not dying out. They're just actually getting stronger. Anger is still there, and the rest of you are just sitting there, like, why do you have to go through this? So it's, those that are living in those areas are giving support, as family, even if you don't like what they do, you're to, bring some calm, some clarity there at some point. But it is an open wound that's not about to heal anytime soon. So you send your prayers, and for those that are there in the firing range, they're there to just calm things down. You'd be surprised. So the biblical war has not ended yet. Well, yes, the biblical times, that has not ended. No. Why would it? Like the Civil War in the U.S., there's versions of that. And some are trying to spark it again just for ratings, for selfish reasons. Then, of course, there is also a reset at some point. We haven't quite reached that yet. The U.S. is going to go through a lot of changes. It's turning into something different, yes. More diverse, more open to others, as you could see. Yes, it's going to impact, the population, but it is becoming more of an open door for other countries. Not all countries, but for some, especially Mexico. Now, with U.S. and Mexico, think of it as the U.S. feels a bit of a karmic debt to heal that, because Mexico has been treated pretty badly in the past by the U.S. It might not be in history. So a lot of it's a karmic debt there. That's why that's occurring. And so the U.S. is open up, trying to be kinder to those that have been wounded, that's been not documented. Kind of like a lost history. And yes, those citizens that are in the U.S. are feeling it. Yes, there's some abuse going on. Of course, when you go to other countries and all that, bring other people in, it's like it becomes a little bit too friendly. It's like you don't have to open up to everybody. And that's, so is that being blocked? Well, it's up to those in power. But once again, it's that Mother Earth frequency of just open the doors to anybody, and then there's the challenge. That it doesn't always work out, as some of you have seen. Just because you love all people, it doesn't mean you have to invite them all to your dinner table. And that's kind of what's happening with the U.S. and something the U.S. has to go through. But those that make those decisions, it goes more towards them. Yes, the people have to pay for it energetically. Of course, they decide where they need to go. Maybe there's another country you can find. It's not as easy as it sounds. But once again, you're dealing with, those that have the power are just don't know what to do with it and making bad decisions. And that's why, bringing immigrants, where you have enough people here to do the job, we bring in immigrants from other countries such as France, India, wherever. And that's not right, but, once again, many of you on a personal level experience this to some, well, basically someone has, freedom to make a lot of bad decisions and you feel it. So, something to be aware of. Blessings.